Have you ever thought about where your food comes from? You may be surprised to learn just how much is produced outside of the United States and actually comes from our largest importer, China. Join us tonight for a live look into this issue. Why the sudden price decrease on flights to outer space? What originally would set you back about $200,000 has now dropped to $500, comparable to the cost of flying from Los Angeles to New York. Tonight we interview Greg Autry, aerospace expert, to get the inside perspective on this change.
I'm Rachel Lee.
I'm Nikki Asfahani.
I'm Jennifer Walker.
I'm Konstantin Marchuk. This story is and more on 60 Minutes.
Sorry, I'm like just trying to decipher these numbers.
Visit the largest job website, careerbuilder.com. A better job awaits.
Product quality and the effects of its fluctuating consistencies across categories and countries is a topic that continually plagues not only the United States, but also the world. These effects circumvent no one. Money and power do not render you immune from exposure to E. coli contaminated beef products in the U.S. or lead paint used on Fisher-Price toys manufactured in China. Tonight, we will examine the political and financial effects that occur when product quality, specifically food quality, dips below acceptable standards, analyzing ongoing, controversial disagreements and admittance to quality issues by both the United States and China. We'll have conversation with Margaret Hamburg, the Commissioner of the FDA, as well as some rare insight from Xiaoming Li, China's Commissioner of the State Food and Drug Administration. Finally, we'll visit some local grocery stores to discover consumer reactions to finding out where their products actually come from. Their reactions may shock you. Margaret, what is the current mood at the FDA in regards to food quality?
Well, Jennifer, we're busy. Currently, we've been dealing with recalls concerning apple cider, Gouda cheese, cilantro, and spinach. We actually have a food supplier that mislabeled packages containing peanut products. This really isn't meant to sound any type of alarm for the American public. These are just issues we encounter daily and try to quickly and proactively correct.
And there's a threat of your budget being cut soon.
Yes, and there needs to be a realization that not every function of the government can be cut to the same degrees using the same tools. I think we should proceed with real care. What we do really matters to health. Prior to these potential budget cuts, we're only able to actually inspect 1% of imports. We really have to rely on the honesty of the importers for the safety of those remaining 99% of products.
The FDA oversees about 25% of the U.S. economy. Industry and consumer groups agree the FDA is stretched thin with its current budget of more than $3 billion, despite steady increases in recent years. Advocates have lobbied Congress for the past several years to add additional money.
Our responsibilities outstrip our resources, and one of the growing challenges is the rapid globalization of the food and drug supply. It's one area where we need to strengthen despite economic pressures.
Food safety affects the world in a number of different ways. Changes in inflation, regulation, and political regime, coupled with considerable impact on the world's potential output. CBS obtained some rare comments from Xiaoming Li, Commissioner of China's Food and Drug Administration.
Unlike Zhang Xiaoyu, I not and will not take monies. Food and drug safety is of great concern. Plus, I want full life. China have strictest food quality standard in the world. Over 90% of food pass inspection.
A programming note. Zhao Lianhai, a Chinese activist who organized a support group for parents of children affected by one of the country's worst food safety scandals involving baby formula tainted with melamine, has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison on a charge often used to silence critics of the Chinese government. Mr. Zhao's wife told CBS that he would appeal against his sentence and launch a hunger strike in protest. Finally, we want to leave you tonight with some interesting data collected by a CBS poll and the reaction of shoppers at an Irvine, California grocery store about where their food was sourced.
Guys, just thought you might want to know, sales aren't up, they're down. Yes, sir.
Want a new job? We've got the most. CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits.
So we were wondering if when you shop, you look for the country of origin when you're buying food products.
The country of origin?
Yeah.
Sometimes, just depends what it is.
That's all.
I usually don't look.
You know what, I would say no until most recently with everything going on.
Another
Not
item.
if we carried it. If it was in our store, I wouldn't. If it was at another store, maybe.
China, America, the currency wars, the mess that we're in, I don't know. So it's certainly right now something in the back of my head. If things continue to get worse, possibly.
I think anything coming that far, I probably wouldn't buy. Because we do tons of screening, and if it's from an organic farm that's in China, we've checked it out.
I'd certainly have second thoughts about it. I'd certainly see if there's alternatives.
You know, the only thing I notice is when I go to Costco, see where the produce is coming from, or the fruit. And then if I'm not too sure if it's safe, or I'm not sure about to keep it clean enough, I probably won't buy it.
Because of labor, there's no telling how the workers would be treated. And then also the safety. Because, if lead could show up in toys, you never know what could happen.
The Chinese export business has been hit hard in the last couple of years with major recalls of farm fish, pet food, toothpaste, and ginger. Precautionary measures are still necessary for Chinese products as they had virtually no regulatory system until 2008. According to a poll conducted by CBS, Americans tend to be wary of food sourced from Asian countries, with 80% of people saying that they would avoid or potentially avoid food imported from China. Remember, food quality is not something to be memorized, but rather something to conceptualize. As you make your purchases, think about it too. Your health and your life might just depend on it. For more information on this story, please contact our China expert, Peter Navarro, at pnavarro@cbs.com. From all of us here at CBS, have a good night.
So it seems pretty clear that buying lottery tickets is not a good business plan. That's weird. So, very funny. Let's continue. We got a lot to get through. All right, if we look to the other sectors that we can... Okay, come on, guys.